Hi, virtuals. I'm in Miss P-Dub's room right now, and we are going to learn about personal narrative. We've already gotten out our planning sheet, our beginning, middle, and end, our introduction. You've already worked on all of this at home, and we've worked on it at school. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to talk about the beginning. Your story is going to be written in what we call chronological order. I know what chronological means. Okay, it's in time order, in the order that it happened. So we're going to be using special words to transition from one sentence to the next, instead of just saying, like you normally do, and then, and then, and then, and then. That gets a little boring, and we don't want to do boring. That's why we spent so much time on our introduction. So what we're going to do is, now that we've decided how to hook our reader, you did that last week, it's time to draft the beginning of our story. The beginning should include the hook. It should include the important people and events and establish a setting. Now, I think the setting is the most important part we're going to talk about. When we're writing, we also want to make sure the reader knows when we move from one event to the next. That's why we're going to use those transition words. We're going to look at Angel's story about her reading challenge to see what she does in introducing her story. So this is Angel's story. Hopefully you remember these pictures that I showed you of the library and the clock. And this is her beginning. I'm going to read to you the beginning of her story, and we're going to see if she included all the things that she needs to include for her beginning. Now, this is supposed to be an example for you for what you should include in your beginning. Notice how short it is. She is not telling me the story yet. I had 2 or 3 people who actually wrote the story. That's not what we're doing today. We're only writing just the beginning part of your planning sheet. So on this paper, I borrowed this because she did a very good job. On this paper, we have a beginning, middle, and end. We're only writing the beginning. None of this middle stuff today. That's next week. So Angel said, on the first day of summer vacation, my mom took me to the library. As soon as I walked into the library, I could smell the smell of books. The clean white floor and shelves lining the walls looked so peaceful and quiet. I guess I should pay more attention. Looked so peaceful and quiet. It was so quiet that as I browsed through the books, I could hear the clock ticking over the checkout desk. Now, we have to describe the setting. So on the bottom of here, it is a check sheet of what she included in her narrative. And we're going to see if she included all the right things. The first thing is to describe the setting. Well, her setting is the library. She tells me the library. She tells me that she's in the library here. And then she describes what it looks like. Clean white floor and shelves. She describes the books. So she describes what she can see. She describes the clock ticking and how quiet it is. So she describes what she can hear. She also describes the smell. I can smell the smell of the books. And books do have a particular smell. Old books smell musty. New books, you can hear it's crinkly and they smell like paper. So she also, wow, that has a button that changes it. I know, I just discovered there's a button. Sorry, has nothing to do with writing. She told us about what she could see, what she could hear, what she could smell. That is what you are going to do. If you're writing about baking a cake, You're going to write about your kitchen and what it looks like and smells like and what you can see in there. If you're writing about doing gymnastics tricks, you're going to write about the gym. What does it look like there? What does it smell like? Probably feet. What do you hear? Lots of pounding and banging and good jobs and people talking. Whatever it is that you chose to write about, you have to describe the setting. One of my guys is writing about playing a video game. Well, he's going to have to write about his bedroom. He's going to have to write, what does he see in there? What's it feel like in there? Another thing that she includes here that I really want us to do is she includes emotion words. I'm going to add emotion here. Peaceful. She's telling that it's peaceful and quiet. If you're at the gym, you're probably not feeling peaceful and quiet. If you're playing a video game, it's probably not peaceful and quiet. If you're learning to ride your bike, probably not peaceful and quiet. You're going to use different words. Excited, exhilarated, anticipation maybe, but you're not going to use peaceful in those situations. So in her introduction, she describes the setting. See, hear, smell, and emotion. She uses transition words. Transition words are what you use to kind of pull your reader along with you. I went to the store. Then we went to Chick-fil-A. After that, we went to the park. And finally, we went home. Those are transition words to lead your reader from one sentence to the next. On the first day, that is a transition phrase telling you when something happened. As soon as, that's a transition phrase also. Now for virtuals, you got this list in your packet. For you, I'm going to bring it to you. This is a list of all kinds of transition words you can use. And you can use them at the beginnings of your sentence to go into the next thing that's happening. I'm not going to read them all to you because y'all are great readers. She used as soon as. She used on the first day. That one's on here. So I'm going to give these to you, and as you write your beginning and the middle of your story next week, we're going to use these transition words to help move our story along and make it more interesting. They are time words. Now, here is what your assignment is going to be. Number one, you're not writing your whole story right now. 3 people in my room had to do extra work because they actually wrote their whole story. You're not going to tell me everything that happened, just the very beginning. On your planning sheet, you have a beginning part. Just the beginning part is what we're writing, not all the events that happened. And I'm saying that 3 or 4 times because somebody in here is going to write the whole thing. I'm going to have to cross it out, and you're going to have to add to it. I don't want to do that. Now, because we have to write about our setting, the paper that you are going to get, or that is included in your packet, has this blank page in it. This is where you're going to draw your setting. Now, the reason that I brought this one with me from a little girl in my room, she was writing about a soccer game, and she was trying to make it to a soccer tournament. So when she drew her setting, she was very explicit. That means she included everything. Okay, I'll get the words off of there. But the point was, she included everything, whereas some people only included 1 or 2 things. She included everything on there. I can tell that it was a sunny day. I can tell the people that were around. She's even done the soccer goal, very detailed. The reason you are going to draw your setting is to help you remember, what did it look like? What did it smell like? What did it sound like? If there's all these people in her story, she's probably going to have some sound words in her story because there's a lot of people in there. People make noise. So, if she had a dog over here, maybe she's going to hear a dog bark. I don't know. She can smell the grass. She can see the sun and the clouds, probably blue sky. This is going to help you remember what it was like when you did what you did. Okay? So if it's video games, you're going to have to describe your own room. If you did a reading goal, maybe you describe where you were reading. If you saved kitties, because there's 2 or 3 people that are talking about saving some cats, you're going to write about where you were when you found them. What did it look like there, smell like there, sound like there? After we draw the picture, I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to draw the picture before we start working on the words, okay? You're going to get this, and this is we're going to write the beginning. We're not writing the whole story. If you're doing gymnastics, you're not going to tell me about everything you did to get your back tuck. Just the beginning, just the very beginning. In Angel's story, she only included where she went. That's it. She didn't include the librarian came to me and told me all about the library reading challenge and everything that she did. It's not time for that yet. That's next week. You also do not have to recopy your introduction. We're going to put these things together at the very, very end. Now, before we get started, does anybody have a question that I haven't already said? All right, then I'm going to say, see you later, virtuals. Good luck with your writing and send me a message if you get stuck.